Okay.
Project.
Hi, my name is Bill Martinez, and just so you're not confused, I'm not Mexican. The other part of that is I also don't speak Spanish. When Billy and I, we've known each other for 60 some years, when we first met, we were 19, and we'd come down to Mexico. We loved Mexico. We traveled all over the world, but we loved Mexico. We loved the people, we loved the culture, and that sense of family. Very family oriented, and it really felt good to the idea of know your neighbors, you're friendly with them. Everybody respects everybody else, no matter what you think, what your politics are, anything that's going back. And so you just treat each other individually. You become part of the extended family. And that's what we really liked. But coming down here, we found out there's a beauty that I never understood before. I'm originally from Colorado. My family goes back to soldiers of Cortez, 1540, in the area of New Mexico, Colorado, before it was identified that was just called Nuevo Mexico. And that was under both French and Spanish, and even some English and Canadian, and some Russian control throughout what were called Californias for this side of it, Californias. And the whole concept to me of living in a desert just didn't seem to jive. So we'd only go to New Mexico, the southern part, really when we had to. We didn't like the really super hot days. But weather changes in Colorado, snow, rain, heat, all in the same week, and sometimes the same day. But what we've done is come to love Mexico, traveled around a great deal, finally decided to retire here. So we're permanentes now for about 8 years, 8 years now, and absolutely love it. Billy and I met at Chinese school. And when I first met him, it was the day I arrived at Chinese school for learning. I was working in Chinese intelligence, and we were there for learning the language in Monterey, California.
Oh, that's the CIA.
Oh, that's part of it.
Yeah.
That school teaches a lot of different things.
Right.
In different organizations, SEALs, etc. Yeah. What we didn't know at the time that we were doing it was we were becoming. Well, let me finish this Spanish story. The first day I arrived there, I'm checking the orderly room, getting ready to go in to have some dinner, and this little guy runs up to me. And I looked at him, he says, "You're Martinez, right?" Said on my shirt, Martinez. I said, "Yes." And that's Spanish, right? And he said, "Yes." I don't speak Spanish. He's from Panama. And so he wanted a study buddy, one that he could relate to. And so I don't speak the language that way, but I've been picking it up more now since I have. And they are very, very proud of it, as well as their other sanctuaries. They're very strict, more than we are in the States about our Bureau of Land Management area. People go out there and shoot and everything else. Here, they're very powerful. If you see an animal that is hurt, do not assist. You're not supposed to touch it at all. Let the novellas know. They will contact them. They'll send somebody. That's Mexico time. We all know Mexico time. And so that's sometimes risky, but just don't get caught in it, because you can go to prison. Not just jail, prison, because it's federal. Okay?
It's not state. Federal.
So that's not, it overrides everything else. It also really overrides the National Guard and the Ejército, which is the Army. They're called Marines, but they're a combination of Marines, Navy, Air Force, but they're very proud and very jealous of having their zones like this. Okay, they want to protect it because it can go. They've seen it go in places. A town moves in, becomes a city, everything's ruined. They want to prevent it. That's why they created Cancun as an artificial tourist area. See? And it's been very successful. They've also lost a lot of, here for Ensenada, lost a lot of opportunity for employment, because before it started off looking for gold. Some almost 400 years ago now, there was Sebastian Vizcaino discovered this area here, named the Todos Santos Islands, and named this entire area here near the bay. Yes, and this estuary is a natural estuary. It's not all salt, not all fresh. It's a combination. There are natural springs that go into here. There's the runoff from all the other places from coming down the hills here, as well as the ocean coming in. So the salinity varies a great deal. And so it breeds a lot of different animals. There's 217 varieties of birds that come to this area. That shocked me to find out there were that many. I've seen in excess of 60 personally that I've been looking for. And I was just through personal interest in nature. I love what the fishermen are doing. I found out about ghost shrimp. Everybody know about ghost shrimp?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is a very natural food for the birds and the other animals as well. There are crab down here. A lot of little crabs. A lot of these holes here are crabs and ghost shrimp going in there, and different kinds of worms that go in there. It's a banquet.
That's why they come here.
A banquet. I like that.
Now, the way you identify birds down here, there are a number of different ways. One of them is size. Okay, big birds versus little birds. Birds that spend time on the ground or the water surface. Others like to spend it in the air or the trees or on land. And that's how you differentiate them, one of the ways. So it's by sight. What color are they? What combinations of color? What parts are what color? Because that will help you identify, even within the species, the specific species, you'll be able to tell what creature it is. Because some, you think you know what it is, it turns out, no, it's a member, it's a cousin of another one.
Male, female.
Male and female, you can tell. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can tell the difference between birds because of the young and the old. Because as they grow older, they'll change. They have, just like the human beings, they have the little guys, and then they have the hoven, the teenagers, and they act like teenagers. And then you have the adults who, when they have time, because they're watching the little ones all the time, or trying to get food, they, by their actions, is how you can tell. We have terms, we've seen them flying around here. What do you call a group of terns?
I'm gonna say flock, but that's not right.
Flock is a general word for use for a lot of birds. Okay, somebody had mentioned
A murder of
let's
crows.
do it the reverse way. A gaggle.
Gaggle.
A gaggle
It's geese.
of geese. That's the American style. Okay,
Oh, not the Canadian.
the Canadians have a different one. Okay,
What do they have, Jim?
of geese, a squadron.
Oh.
In fact, that helped us, or during World War II, World War I even, of how to fly, is to go in the V shape, the V shape. And that helped because we were able to control ourselves better when we were flying. But everybody else got on the same page. So how do we do that? Somebody got the idea. How do they do it? How do the birds do it? They have a natural sense through their genes of distance, of you're in my space. 6 to 7 feet generally, for geese as an example. And they have a sense, so one moves, the other one goes that way. They watch 6 or 7 birds around them, the closest ones, and they all sort of, you stay in your space, I'll stay in mine. And so the leaders are the ones that are determining where they're going. And sometimes they get a little upset about hey, I don't like where we're going, somebody else will be bold enough to pull them over. So they'll split, and they'll follow that guy, and these others will follow here. Sometimes we've seen, for instance, in pelicans, how many do you think come at a particular time?
Come at what?
How many have come here at a particular time?
Like a lot. A lot. Hundreds.
A lot.
Oh!
Yay.
Oh my God! A drone in the middle
I've
of
seen an extra
everything.
60 that come to this area. There are
Brown.
67 varieties. The brown, which they call it the brown or the Mexican brown, we call it the California brown up there, but it's the same birds. And then there's a white. The white one is primarily on the east coast, but they come down. Some of them divert, come down this way, and you'll occasionally see white pelicans that are down here in the family. They tend to be more pelagic, more at the ocean, rather than coming into the coast. Because they can fly for a long time without being on.
Okay, pelagic explains it then.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Because they're out there, not in here, guiding you.
In general, they still like to come on in here.
Sure.
We also have the patterns of fish that come on in, brings the birds in. The same as the seals. They follow patterns. There are different terms. You can have a boil, you can have a ball, you can have a school. You can have different terms like that for.
So we used to have all seals on the island. What happened?
The water temperature has changed. So it's changed not only the birds, it's also changed the fish that come in here, and it's also changed the other animals like the seals and sea lions. Okay. There's two seals and sea lions are two different things.
Seen maybe 2 sea lions here in 35, 40 years.
Right. Yeah.
You
This is
mentioned that,
yeah.
but they don't, it's all seals.
It's mostly, not all, and you never can tell because
I can never, okay, all wasn't the right word.
Yeah, sea lions tend to be much more individual, going less in the pack. They're also much bigger, very fat. They tend to be even more south than or farther north.
Out.
Out and down
Okay.
north and south. They also go into Sea of Cortez,
Yes.
which is on the other side,
Yes.
that way there, where the whale sharks go up there. And so they're out in that area there. The seals themselves are very, and one of the reasons Mexicans love them, they're very family oriented. They take care of their little pups so well. They teach them how to eat. A seal doesn't swim naturally. They have a lot of fat, so they can float pretty well. But they have to be taught how to swim.
Really?
So their mom.
We have a little bit of a time limit.
Oh, okay.
Can we
Just
walk
a-
in? Can we walk and talk?
Sure.
Can
of
we do
course.
that?
Yes, especially since the birds.
Yeah, and we,
ask
and we can
questions.
spot a few birds maybe.
I'm going to.
and-
So, Bill, did you see the little seal pup that was up in the rocks? It's white.
Yeah.
I took pictures of him, and I'm like, oh no, he's got.
But there were 2 adults out
Oh,
there, sort of like keeping an eye on him.
Oh, they were? Oh,
The
'cause
moms will put them somewhere, just like lots of different animals.
all right, so this is Iris.
Right. Yeah.